Continuing with Sallust. Volturcius interrogatus. This is a past passive, so Volturcius having been interrogated, de itinere, concerning his journey, de litteris, concerning his letters, and postremo, and finally, quid or qua, de causa concili habuisset. This is, what did he have for his motive, basically? Quid or qua, I might actually quote the lobe, aim and motive they give it. Anyway, primo, in the first place, he fingurade alia, so he created some fictitious thing, alia, dissimularing, making a pretense, dissimulating what he knew about de Coniuratione, concerning the conspiracy. Post, so after, ubi, when, usus, having been ordered, taking the infinitive to speak, fide publica, under public protection, omnia, everything, uti gesta erant, everything which had taken place, apparet, he opened up, qui, and doceted, and he spoke about it, he taught them or he informed them that himself, say, porcus ante, a little before, diabus is day, so a few days before, Gabino and Capario, so by these people, he had been adscitum, he had been admitted into some sort of alliance, and Socium shows that they're the people he's in this alliance with, they're his friends basically, or his allies, so he was admitted by Galbino and Capario, and nihil amplius, nothing more scary he knew. It's probably historical infinitive, which would mean it's like a active imperfect infinitive or whatever. They'd just add to the infinitive, so it'd be like sciram, scires, scired, etc. if it's historical. So he knew nothing more quam legatus than the envoys. Tantum modo, both tantum and modo mean merely or only, so only that he was solitum, accustomed, which takes the infinitive to, he was accustomed to hearing from Galbino, this Galbinus, his name would be. Now we have some accusatives. P, Ortronum, Servius Sulum, El Vagientium, so that's three names, and Multos Praeteria, and many besides that, in Ea Coniuratione essay. So he was accustomed to hear that these people, and many besides, were in the conspiracy. That's the ablative of in. Eadem Galli, so this is plural. The Gauls, Fatientor, the NT is plural. The Gauls confessed eadem, the same thing. And Lentulum dissimulantem, that's a present participle in the accusative. So Lentulus was still making his pretenses. And coagunt, he was convicted or refuted. Praetor, besides with litteris sermon, with letters containing his conversations, and his quas illi solitus habre, so which he was accustomed to have. So all these things were confessed by these people, and they, besides this, they had letters. Besides what he was accustomed to say. Okay, so we'll have a daily dictionary word from coarguo: to refute, prove, demonstrate, show, establish, convict, prove guilty. And you can, if you ever want to know how to look something up, you just put in Latin and then the word you want, and Wiktionary will actually tell you if it's a third person, plural, present, active, indicative, all that stuff you need to know about verbs. Okay, back to the plot. Ex libris Sibyllans, from the Sibylline books, the regnum, this is the ruling over Rome or at Rome. So the rule over Rome, it was portendi, these are portents or omens, which are established from the Sibylline books, that there would be tribus Cornelius, there would be 3 Cornelians who would be ruling or as kings. And on the Sibylline oracles, they kept in the Capitoline temple in Jupiter and consulted by order of the Senate, and rumour sometimes spread concerning the content of a given pronouncement. So, Kinem and Solum, Antia, say before, you have these accusatives, Sinna and Sulla had been, and say, reflexive, himself, esse tertium, he was thinking he would be the third, to whom, demonstrative pronoun for a dative, fatum foret, he would poteris, he would gain or have power over the urbis, and for it just means it's be in the future. So he thought that his fate was to have control of the city, and he would be this third one of the Cornelis predicted by the Sibylline oracle, the Sibylline books. Praeterea. So besides this, ab incenso Capitoline, from the burning of the Capitoline temple of Jupiter, Optimus Maximus, destroyed by fire on July 683. Illum esse vigacinum enum. This was the 20th year, besides this was the 20th year from the burning, quem, when often, from ex prodigis horospices, or from the prodigies, these are monsters or omens, the horospices, these are soothsayers, they had respondiscented, that for a, this would be, so it's a head verb in the responding, takes the infinitive, this would be a cruentum, which just means blood-stained and gore, and so this would be, civil war, bellows civil. Okay, so going back to here, we all saw that Praetor takes the literus. This guy is also from these sermons, so conversations which he was accustomed to have. We had the Sibylline books come into it. We've had a prediction for 3 Cornelias. 2 have come before. And now it's 20 years since the burning of the Capitoline temple of Jupiter, from which often the horospices, these soothsayers, have responded, would be an omen or portends of bloody civil war. Igitur. So therefore, per lectus literis, the letters having been read, per usually means thoroughly, or they were read aloud, when prius omne, so when everyone in a prior occasion had cogno vicident, they had recognised sua signa, their own seals on the letters, and then they were read, the senatus discernit, they made a decision, they decreed, ut that Lentulus, now he's the nominative here, is having had abdicated his magistrate, or Lentulus would have to put aside any prominent role he had as a position of power, and item, and likewise Ketrai, the rest, habiento, they would be held in liberis custodis. Liberis as an adjective can mean it's still not settled yet. It's free from having a settled outcome. Itaque, and so accordingly, Lentulus, we have another Lentulus, P. Lentulus Spithri, that's dative, so he was given to him, who tum then was an adile, a dealus erat, Cathagus, here's a nominative, was given to this dative, to Q. Cornificio. Statius was given to Gaius Julius Caesar, or Gaius Caesar. Gabinus was given to Crassus, M. Crassus. Caparius, nam is, for he, Paulo Anti, a little before, had been retractus erat, he had been retracted from his flight, they'd grabbed him and left early, and they were all tried unto to their datives. And so Caparius was handed over to the senator Terentius. 48. In Terea. Meanwhile, the plebs, a group of people acting as a singular when it comes to verbs, with the Coniuration patefacta, ablative absolute, the conspiracy is now out in the open, which primo, these plebs, primo in the first place, Cupida, in a desire by desire, rerum novarum, of new things, a revolution, they had favour-batted, the plebs taking a singular here, they had favoured or supported, it's like this, they'd favoured taking the dative, they'd favoured a war, nimis, excessively or very much. Now the plebs, another ablative absolute, have mutated their mente, they've changed their minds, and they were execraring, cursing out the Consilia Catilinae, genitive, the plan or the intention of Catiline. Now, so in the first place, it looked like they were favouring it to change their minds. Conspiracy's open. Now they didn't like him. Continuing on. Okay. So Tolere looks historical. They lifted up Cicero to the heavens. Might have been figuratively. Velutai, as if the plebs had been erected, as if past passive acting as an adjective. They had been erepted or delivered ex servitude from slavery, and they were agitabating. They were doing this, stirred up, excited, gaudium and latitiam, so rejoicing and happiness. Namque 4, alia belli facinorum, 4 other facinoras, other deeds or crimes, probably a deed, other deeds belli of war, margus, be more for prada, which is booty, than detrimento, so 4a means it's going to happen in the future. So they were thinking that other war would bring more booty than detriment, which is loss, and they thought incendium, which was the burning, crudele was cruel, burning of the temple or whatever, or something. They didn't want the city burnt. Immoderatum and ac sibi maxume, so here's the verb pudebat. They were thinking that this was a moderatum calamitosum, so it's a calamity basically, and they thought it was maxum actually. They thought this was bad for themselves, they thought that this burning was very calamitous for themselves. Quippy sense, here's the explanation of why, to each of them, to themselves, omnes, all. So again, plebs is singular, and then we're placing her up beside omnes, so to each of them, all as well. Their copia, their means and or possessions, in uso quotidiano, in their daily use, the things that they used were basically cultu corporis. So the things that they daily used in their clothes for their body would have been incendium, would have been burnt up, I'm guessing. Something like that. Post EMDA, so after that day, the next day, acquidam, a certain L. Tarquinius, another apposition here, was adductus, led, ad means to, led, ad, we have ad senatum adductus, so he was led to the Senate, erat, whom proficientiem, the present participle in the accusative, singular, he was setting out to Catiline and had been retractum again. The second person has been retracted from their journey or their route. Aebant, they were saying. Is he, cum, when, diceret, say, when he said, when he was saying, indicaturum, this is the second type of future, he would speak, so diceret's a head verb taking an infinitive, this type of future is an infinitive, he would be a witness concerning the conspiracy, de conspiration, if, see, fides publica data asset, if he had been given, again, fides publica, public protection or some sort of agreement, he would speak concerning the conspiracy. So Iussus, a consul, then he was ordered by the consul that quae sciret, which things that he knew, to edicere, to speak up. Ius demfere, which was almost the same, that's a pronoun, to which Volturicus had said, concerning paratus incendium, concerning they prepared fires to burn down the place, concerning the cade bonorum, considering the slaughter of good citizens. So docket. So he taught the Senate or instructed the Senate in all the things he knew concerning the movements, the itinere hostim of the enemy. And nearly done for the day. Praeterea. So besides, missum say, he had been sent by M. Crassus, qui, it's like a qui of purpose here, so that he would nuntiaret, he would announce dative to Catiline, he would announce to Catiline, nay, not to be eum Lentulus et Cathegus aliqui others. So Lentulus and Cathegus and others, here's what's happened, they had been deprehensid, they had been apprehended, and so alio quiec, so, and others from the conspiracy. So here's what the nay's about. Nay teriant. They shouldn't fear that Lentulus and Cathegus and others from the conspiracy have been caught, and proparet, make haste. Margus means more, make more haste to go eo. Same thing, going to this place, or for this reason, eo margus, or all the more he should accedere, he should approach ad urbem, the city, Quo, this is probably an ut. And catorum animos reficiat, so he could repair or refresh the rest of their minds. And that ilius, okay, that quo is from facilius, a comparative. And so that more easily they could irripientor, they could take out ilii, these people, from their danger. So these people have been captured, and he thought that if Catiline made haste to the city, everyone would be refreshed, and they could seize these people who have been captured from their danger. And that's it for the day.